Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and today we can finally tell you some more about how cloud saves are going to work on the Nintendo Switch with Nintendo Switch Online. I was going to have a floppy disk as like a prop to show save data, but I don't have it yet. I couldn't find one, so it'd probably just be in the thumbnail. It's in my hand now. But anyway, we've been speaking to an anonymous source who obviously we will not be sharing the name of, hence anonymous, and they've managed to shed an awful lot more light on how this whole thing is going to work. And thankfully, yes, it is going to be automatic, which is just mwah. I mean, to be honest, that's what I would expect, but it's Nintendo. I've actually got some statements from our source that are explaining everything in, well, straight from the horse's mouth, and I think that would probably be the best way to at least initially describe how it's going to work. To give this first quote a little bit more context, developers can choose whether or not their game will have cloud saves. So, you know, it's like an option. It's not just something that Nintendo does by default. They have the choice. So that gives you some context. All existing games will default to enabled. I specifically asked Nintendo about that and had that response. If a developer or publisher wants an existing game to not support it, they have to ask. When submitting a game, you are encouraged to enable cloud save. You have to have a good reason not to support it. Reasons to not support it are generally based around preventing a user abusing it to cheat in your game. I can't think of anything beyond Animal Crossing being too concerned about players rewinding their saves, but some games that give a random weapon drop, for example, might also want to prevent rewinding. Second quote doesn't really need any context, so let's go. I believe upload of saves is automatic. Not sure of the schedule. I'm sure I read something with a bit more detail, but I can't find it. I seem to think it is a single save automatically updated after play and downloaded before. In the event of clashes caused by no internet, the newest data is always used, so a newer local save would not get stomped by an old cloud save. Not seen anything about limits to the save data size. Overall, I think that sounds pretty concrete. In short, you'll be playing your game, you'll have your save data on your system, but then, sort of just automatically it will update, it will get uploaded to the cloud, and then every time you play, it will download it and do that. Actually, that bit's a little bit confusing. Why would it download every time? I don't know. It's interesting to note that there doesn't seem to be some sort of limit, or at least as far as we know so far, there won't be a limit to the size or the number of saves that you can upload, per account. Which is a good thing, because with certain games, NBA 2K18 being extremely notorious and Minecraft having very large save data, you don't really want to be limited and thinking, what can't I upload? And it doesn't even seem like there are going to be any options on the user side of things. Oh, there may be. We're not 100% sure about that just yet. But, you don't really want to be put into a situation where you're picking and choosing what you're saving and backing up, because that would not be a good. I think it's also interesting that developers need to have a good reason for not supporting it, and so really it seems Nintendo are saying, yes, you just activate it, so they need to have a good reason. And apparently it is as simple as just when you're submitting a game to Nintendo, it's literally just a tick box, yes or no, and, well, it would be the other way around, maybe. So I can't imagine many developers will be saying, no, don't use cloud saves, because that would be a bad thing. You may well have seen that there was a bit of box art leaked, the back of a box, that said, this game supports cloud saves. I believe it was in Japanese, although I can't remember off the top of my head. But apparently that really, that sort of appeared and everyone was like, games aren't going to support it. But on the whole, it does seem to be that it's going to be, by default, yes, games will support it, but there, may well be exceptions, but they will be, the odd ones out. I'm a little bit disappointed that there doesn't seem to be any sort of a previous backup that you can use, because that would be really useful. If you could, if say your save data became corrupted and you didn't notice or realize for some reason, the ability to be able to go back even just, sort of to the last one that it updated, that would be really useful if you couldn't load your save data and then that got updated to the cloud and then you got the corrupted one. So as a backup, it doesn't work. But it's possible that there's going to be some sort of delay. Maybe it does it every week, or maybe we don't know the finer details, but we now at least do know, we do have a concrete foundation of how this is going to work, and that's very reassuring. And overall, it seems Yeah, it seems to be what you'd expect, really. It's nothing out of this world, but at the same time, would you really expect anything uber, super duper at the end of the day? You know, something like, Apple has like Time Machine where you could go back to like every state ever that your Mac was in, which is supposedly pretty useful, but I've never used it. But yeah, overall just seems to be a fairly solid, decent, straightforward cloud-safe backup system. It's good to see that our anonymous source does not believe, or at least does not know of any limit for per user, you know, so that, you know, big files and stuff like that. That's very reassuring for reasons that I've stated previously. Apart from that, not really anything to talk about. It'd be interesting to see whether there is, you know, sort of a user side thing where you can maybe manually update it, because it does appear to be that there's an automatic system. But maybe if you're, you know you're not going to have any internet for a long time, you sort of think, oh, just in case, I'm just going to back it up manually now. That would be a good little extra feature as well, but we don't know if that's going to be in it. But overall, yeah, it looks pretty solid, so pleased about that. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you back up that subscribe button, and be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye. We've actually got some direct quotes from them about how it's all going to work, and I think that would probably be the easiest way to get it across so that we can show that it really is real. So yeah, it just seems to be a fairly straightforward cloud save type thing, and the fact that they've said that they don't believe that there's going to be